Morning. This is Arnie Waters. Are you having fun yet? You having a good time today? It's a terrific day to be looking at the markets. We're seeing the gold market reflecting a close correlation, a direct correlation with the performance of the euro. This is a wonderful thing to see because once this connection breaks down, gold will soar to its new highs. We're holding by our suggestion of 2 weeks ago to load up on gold. If you lost some money, too bad. The reality is we're in the gold for the long term. 2450 is our goal. We cannot attempt to day trade gold unless we're active in the pits. Part of our view is that gold going forward is a great place to be. Every place you turn, there's a sign of a world awash with liquidity. That's going to lead us to money anarchy. You can't wait till that happens to get in. Classically, we've seen of late hedge funds coming in and out of gold while retail investors are loading up. This is a sign that you want to be very careful moving forward. So the next 20 or 30 days might have some difficulties in the gold market, but the long-term outlook for gold is fantastic. Private sector jobs are up 216,000. That's a great number. Things are moving in the direction of the United States of America. That's a recurrent theme. People told you this was going to be Asian century. It's going to be amazing if China's one country in 15 years, much less that it's going to be the Asian century. The other thing that's happening that's working to the benefit of the United States particularly and Canada is that top ruling class folk and very successful entrepreneurs are leaving China as soon as they possibly can. The movement of that intellectual capital to the United States sets us on a great path for the rest of this century. Secondly, Greece is boring. Greece is just boring. I'm sorry. What happens in Greece is profoundly unimportant because I'm struck by certain information that is so basic I'm astonished I don't have it. The Greek economy is the size of the state of Connecticut's. Let's move on. It's great to see us negotiating indirectly with Iran. I'm a big fan of air power. I don't believe that the United States and or Israel can gleefully put their fabulous jets into Iranian airspace and destroy the nuclear sites and proceed back to their home base. I believe that air power would have to be followed up with serious invasion, either starting out in the usual way with operators or with moving troops in. We don't need to be at war with Iran. We need to destroy the Iranian economy, and President Obama has us on the right path to do that. And I'm glad the Israelis have restrained themselves as well. Libya, speaking of countries jumping around as I do, speaking of countries that may break up, there's grave danger that Libya may break up. Now, the reason Libya is important, let's not forget, the reason Libya is important is they have high-quality, sweet crude. There is no other reason to care about Libya. But the Libyan breakup, therefore, would cause more difficulties in the oil market. The real issue in Europe is really no longer Greece, it's really Spain, which is a much bigger economy and much more dangerous. Again, these problems in Europe have only tiny things to do with us in the United States. Less than 15% of our trade is done in Europe. U.S. banks finally have gotten most of their assets out of European-type investments. So it's terrible what's going on in Europe, but let's keep our eye upon the donut. The donut is the U.S. economy is getting better. So if you want to think about Europe, think Spain. The Federal Reserve, and I don't want to get into technicalities, has found a new way, is reporting a new way to do quantitative easing without doing quantitative easing. Now, I hate to mention politics, but if we keep the United States awash in liquidity, which is the reality, the United States being awash in liquidity is going to make it very difficult for there to be a change in presidents because people will be able to get some of what they want. Businesses will be able to hire people. That's what that 216 number means. The Republicans were talking about, well, you need 350. Well, the reason you need 350 is that the Bush administration screwed the pooch, to use technical terms. So lastly, I think we're going to be saying some things about the U.S. stock markets, but lastly, I would say this. The stock markets are starting to trade on the realities of the world. Now, we've been talking about the realities of the world off and on. But, when the Chinese premier's office reduced their forecast, all of a sudden the markets went down. Well, that's no shock to us. So have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Aim for the ice flows. If you're not having fun today, when are you going to start having fun? This is Arnie Waters. Have a nice day.